Welcome to the 4th episode of this series. We are finishing up our gingerbread houses and drive-thrus.
That sounds like the Guy Fieri show.
I couldn't hear you. You didn't have a mic.
Sounds like the Guy Fieri show.
Daniel died. So we are finishing decorating our houses, and we are going to play a word association game. Okay? Asha, do you want to do it or do you want me to do it? Or you finish writing, I'll do it. Okay, so I'll do it. So, how it works is I'm going to say a word, and you're just going to say the first word that comes to mind as a result of that word. We'll do 2 practice rounds, and then we'll do the real thing, okay? So I'm going to say the word. I'll count down from 3. So 3, 2, 1, say your word. Okay? The first word is Mary.
Go around.
Joseph.
Christmas. Oh,
Go around. Joseph. Christmas. What'd you say?
Christmas.
So I said Mary,
I
not
just heard,
Mary.
Oh.
Also, I said I was going to count down.
Oh, sorry.
And maybe we won't do the countdown. All right. 3, 2, 1. Tinsel.
Tonsil.
Tinsel is like the
garland.
metallic, like garlandy things.
No words.
All right. No words. Asha says no words. All right. Next word. Birth.
Jesus.
2 Jesuses in a place. All right.
You have a free mic.
I'm not used to using it, so.
All right. So adjust. All right. Snowball.
Fight.
Because I was gonna say that. All right.
What else is there?
Elf. Elf.
Movie.
On a shelf.
On a shelf. You can't say back the word.
Elf the movie. Pointy ears.
That worked out in my favor. All right. Carol.
Song.
Him.
Christmas.
I was wondering if anyone would have said Abdul.
I was thinking
thought
that.
That was the first one.
I was not gonna bring her in this.
That's why I held my mic down. Okay.
Mary Christina? That's what that says?
No, stop. I have to fix it with it. I'm so sorry. Hold on.
That wiped off so clean.
I know.
All right.
Okay, fine.
Look what you made her do.
I was hoping I could get some of the green, but at this point.
Uh-oh. You gotta pick another color. I'm almost done.
Doesn't red and yellow make...
Orange.
Oh. There we go with that one. It was like green.
Well, you see, if you built your house earlier, you wouldn't have had this issue.
Can I get red, please?
Okay. Holiday.
Movie.
Vacation.
Tradition.
I have to think about it.
It's word association for the first word that comes to mind.
I have to think about it.
All right. Tradition.
Value.
No thoughts.
Movies.
Aww. You want to elaborate?
Like, say if
That's not the game. Let's keep it moving.
They watch Christmas movies.
She's not even talking to the microphone.
Oh, yeah, no, that's okay.
Nativity.
Jesus.
Scene.
Ooh. Carols. Oh. I said
Bells.
this time it was supposed to be carolers. I misspoke. Jolly.
Rancher.
Santa.
Holly.
Celebrate.
Birthday.
Thanksgiving.
Chestnuts.
Roasting.
On an open fire.
Wise men.
3.
Magi.
Who?
Magi.
I'm gonna need you to go to church this Christmas.
Jesus.
Christ.
Salvation.
Mary.
Did you know?
Joseph.
Star.
Of David.
Knight.
Herod.
King.
Hagrid. Why did Hagrid pop in my
I have
brain?
no idea. Alright. I haven't looked this list, so I'm trying to think of other ones.
Chandler.
Bing. R.I.P.
Just change the whole mood of the episode. Jeez.
Could have been Chandler Moore.
Ah.
Clearly, it
Alright,
was
I don't like these lists that I'm coming across. Give me a second.
Can I get the green?
Manger.
Holiday.
Gross.
I meant to say pain. Why is it holiday?
Donkey.
Can't say that word.
I have to think of this one. Sorry. Cart.
Can I help you?
No, I was trying to think how she made her snowflake, but I'll pull up a picture of mine.
Oh, she did the crisscrossy one.
She had it on her roof already, so she just
She traced the lines.
yeah.
Okay. Snowflake.
Snow. Well, you can use the word, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cold.
What'd you say, Kevin?
I said man based on what she said. She said
Oh.
snow.
Alright, last one. Angel.
We have heard
On
on
high.
high.
Nice! That was a good one to end on.
Alright, well, we're going to be talking about I am. Me.
What?
I am as another name of God. And first question is, how would you describe yourself? Your personality, your trait?
I almost answered with the word association. Just started calling out random.
You should have.
Please go ahead.
No, it's okay.
How would you describe yourself?
It's okay. It's okay. Ariel was gonna answer.
I think I would describe myself as a ride or die.
So you would say, I am a ride or die?
Yeah.
Oh,
I am a ride or die.
okay.
People that I deem worthy of being a ride or die for.
Okay. Anybody else?
Should I give more characteristics of myself?
Yes.
As well, yeah, we could popcorn this actually.
Alright. I think I'm very caring. I think I'm very funny. Dramatic. Ew, I hate talking about myself. I thought this was gonna be easy.
It's like list one fun fact
That's not
about
bad.
yourself, and it's hard. Asha.
Yeah?
How would you describe yourself?
I think I'm funny. I'm a little sassy.
It was a little.
A little goofy.
Oh.
I'm also caring. I feel like I give good advice.
You do.
And
Okay.
I don't want to take your answer, but I also think I'm a ride or die for the people that matter.
I agree. Alright, Farah. Answer your mic.
I would say caring, nice to people. Hey. Oh, I thought you were gonna be like, no, you're not.
Yeah, that was real nice of
No,
you.
I just like looked up to like show her that she has my attention. Oh my goodness.
Okay, sorry. So, nice, caring, I don't know. I feel like I'm very empathetic.
You say that back.
Empathetic.
Details. Like areas that I don't like talking about myself. But
I can't look at the bottom of it.
Where'd you get snowflakes from?
She drew them.
No, in his hand.
Oh.
From the
Oh, I didn't see them. Obviously, I didn't see them. Okay.
yeah, that's it.
I'm not sure.
And Kevin, what about you?
Sarcastic.
Little candy ones.
That's it.
Yeah. Sarcastic.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Captain Nobel.
So notice that
That is something.
for some of like, when you describe yourself, you said, I am this, I am that. So I'm gonna get into that a little bit further. But we're gonna read from Exodus 3, and I think most of us know the story of Moses and the burning bush.
I don't. Can you elaborate on it?
I was.
Okay, thank you. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
that.
So Moses and the burning bush, basically, go read that, but Exodus 3, to find the story there. Moses one day was just out there, and he was stunned to see a bush. God met him as a burning bush, and then Moses was like, "Oh, why is it not burning up?" So then, obviously, Moses went. You know this part of the story?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. So Moses went to see why is it not burning up, and then God was like, "Hey, take your shoes off. This is holy ground." So then they start talking to each other in that moment. And then, let me pull up the Bible so we can be correct. Verse 4, when the Lord saw Moses coming to take a closer look, God called to him from the middle of the bush and said, "Moses, Moses, here I am." Moses replied. God said, "Do not come any closer," the Lord warned. "Take off your sandals, for you are standing on holy ground. I am the God of your father, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob." When Moses heard this, he covered his face because he was afraid to look at God. So as you continue to read on the passage there, they have a little conversation. And basically, God is now telling Moses to go to Pharaoh to lead his people out of Egypt because they were having some issues. But the point is, Moses protested to God, and he was like, "Who am I to appear before Pharaoh? Who am I to lead the people of Israel out of Egypt?" So at that moment, Moses was like feeling a little sad, a little angry, because he's like, "Who am I? Like, who am I?" And God said, God answered, "I will be with you, and this is your sign that I am the one who has sent you. When you have brought the people out of Egypt, you will worship God at this very mountain." So then they go back and forth, and God replies to Moses and says, "I am who I am. Say this to the people of Israel." So when I read that verse, I was like, I am who I am. And I thought about it, and I was like, what does that even mean? But God was saying that his name is I am. So I got from that, if I say I am who I am, there's no explanation behind that. That holds weight. What do you think? Anyone? To that verse, I am who I am.
Which translation are you reading from?
NLT.
I think that's a very bold statement to make because you don't even have to explain who it is that you are. You just, I am.
Yeah.
Right, full stop, right? Like, I am. I feel like that's like a power move.
Yeah. Anyone else? It's powerful because I wrote, I said I view it as God saying he is enough. And like I thought about it in a work scenario or in school. If someone tells you to do something, you're like, but why? And they're like, because I'm telling you. If your boss is telling you that, you would respect it. If your boss says, do this, and you're like, well, who are you? And he's like, your boss. I am.
Your
like,
boss.
I am telling you to do this. You don't really question it. So for God to tell that to Moses in that situation when he told Moses to go to Pharaoh, you know, it was a statement piece, right?
So, sorry. One of the things for me when I hear that statement, that I am statement, and I don't know if it's in that same chapter where he says he's the great I am. I think for me when I hear the statement I am, with God, instead of it being that He is enough, it's that my view is the opposite. It's that He is too much, right?
More than
Yeah.
More than enough.
There we go. Right? In the sense of He is so much that He can't actually list all of it.
Right.
Right? So, because I know that, the previous 3 episodes, we looked at just 3 names of God, right? Emmanuel, Wonderful Counselor, Everlasting Father. If we were, I think when He says to Moses, I am, He's saying, I am all of these things, right? That's my take on I am.
Yeah. So God has different names, as you went through the last 3 that we've been talking about, and it led me to think about what are the other names of God. And we have Jehovah Ra is I am your shepherd. Jehovah Jireh is I am your provider. And it started to make me think, I started to search, well, God has more than one name. He's Jehovah Jireh, He's Emmanuel, He's Wonderful Counselor, things like that. And then I was like, why is it important to know these names of God? And I was like, well, why is it important to know the names of God?
I think because they all mean different things, right? So like there's the God of healing, there's so many different things that God encompasses and embodies. Mm-hmm. So if you're going through a specific situation, you can call on that specific name.
Right.
Right?
Also, I think to know God's names, it's good because it's also a way to worship Him. Like when you're in prayer, you say, sometimes for me, because I don't know all of God's names, right? But it's hard for me to continue worshiping because it's just like, all right, I said all of these already. What else do you want me to say? You know what I mean? Like, I said, oh, you're Jehovah Jireh, you're this, you're that. Like, how many times do I repeat it in worship, right?
Mm.
Well,
and then get straight to prayer.
Okay. With me, like when I'm praying or I'm worshiping God, I use the names with the, effectively, or not effectively, but
with their intention.
with intention. So if I'm praying for healing, I'll say, Jehovah Rapha, right? Mm-hmm. If I'm asking God for something, I'm like, Jehovah Jireh, you're my provider. You're going to show up. You're going to provide this for me. And I think it's important to go to God with intention and to be effective in prayer. Because when you're talking to your friend, most of the time there's an intention, you have a reason why you're having a conversation. So I kind of hold that to God too. I'm going to Him, and sometimes you don't have the words, but most of the time you kind of know what you want to talk about. So when I'm calling Him by that correct name, that I know what it stands for, I feel like that's bringing Him to me, bringing us a little bit closer to each other. Kind of like names that we have for each other. We all have names for each other here.
No.
And I think you could tell a lot by a name by a relationship. So here, what do you guys call me? Chrissy.
Christina.
If you're gonna say it, say it correct. It's Sister Christine.
I know exactly what I said.
You guys call me Chrissy, right? Because we have that relationship, we have that bond. Mm. But as opposed to at work, they don't call me Chrissy at all. They'll call me Christina, and that's more of a professional setting. What about you guys at work? What do they call you?
Ariel. I feel like my name is short enough to where a lot of people don't have nicknames for me, but my cousins, some of them will call me Air, but overall everyone just calls me Ariel.
Okay, but your cousins call you Air because only they call you that, right?
If someone else were to call me Air, or my Instagram handle, right? It's Ari, which no one calls me that, so I also, by the way, I should change that. Vote for what it should be. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. But some people that have that know me through Instagram or whatever, they would call me Ari.
That is so
Which is
weird
like-
to hear.
Exactly, because no one calls me that, and it's like it's not even the like I say Ariel versus like
Right.
Ari.
Okay.
Like the pronunciations of the letters themselves are different.
Anyone else?
I mean, I think I'm in the same boat as Ariel as far as my name is short enough that no one's really giving me a nickname or shortening it or anything else like that. So, yeah, I mean, I have, some family have a nickname for me, and that will stay between us and them.
What is it? You gotta say it. We're family
Nope.
here.
You just brought it up for
Exactly.
attention. Like,
Yep, exactly.
no, I call you. I think we call
A
him
lot of
Kev.
people call you Kev.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. Asha.
I also, to be honest, I also feel like most times when we're like even just with us hanging out, I think most times you guys don't really even say my name. Like
I
the way,
try not to.
like the way we talk, we don't like we're not really saying each other's name. So it's like okay.
Yeah.
Because the relationship we have with each other, we just do it by looks.
Yeah, because most of the time we're like facing each other.
Right. Well,
So-
that's what I mean. Right.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like.
Okay. God with his name being I am. I think to appreciate his name and his different names, sometimes it goes with experience. So I had like a I am moment a few years ago, and that's when I realized who God was like who he said he is. And it was like in a moment where I was so uncertain of what my future was going to be like. I was like kind of lost. That's when I lost my vision, which you guys know. And I was like so scared, and I was like, God, like, if you're real, you need to be real right now. And, you know, I had this moment with God where he's like, I am who I am. And in that moment, he just told me who he was. And then he showed me. So he is my healer, and he showed me that. As you guys know, like my testimony with that. And I think I started to appreciate who God is after that. I feel like I did appreciate it before, growing up in the church and stuff like that, but it was only in that moment when I actually spoke to God and I felt like he was actually there and he just reminded me of who he was, who he is when I realized, like, yeah, he is my provider, he is my healer, he is going to do what he says he's going to do. Have you guys ever had I am moments?
Yeah. Different situations and things, you know, that have just happened. Seeing God kind of, I guess kind of like, I don't know to say this, like he came through for me. He's had, you know, definitely had those I am moments. There's definitely been some situations, I think I've mentioned on the podcast before, but there was, I forgot where I was traveling with my dad and stuff, and there was something that I had just kind of thought to myself as we were driving from like one area to another while someone was driving us. Not a gas issue, like her.
Okay.
And as we're driving, I was like half asleep too and things, and I was just like, oh, like this is cool, and like I had a really like personal thing, just a moment like between me and God, and I took a video of it, whatever, and when we got to the church that my dad was going to preach at, they were praying for people, and I was just there to like take pictures or whatever, and the host pastor was like, no, Kevin, we're going to pray for you too. I was like, all right, cool. I'm not going to turn down prayers. Mm-hmm. And he's like, oh, you know, God is saying this to you. And he literally said like everything verbatim what I was thinking in that moment. And I was like, oh, okay, that's like one way for God to like just show up. And like as far as like an I am moment, right? Like that was definitely one that has stood out to me in recent years, where he's just like, yeah, no, like I'm paying attention to like what you're doing and what's going on.
Yeah, I think moments like that.
Hold on, Fire has something to say.
Do you have a mic?
Yeah, I was about to get it, but then you spoke. So okay, so I don't know if I had that whole I am moment, like as in God speaking to me himself, but for me, like kind of said confirmation, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, or for somebody to speak to me and say, oh, this is what you need to do, you know, like before I started singing, I was completely disregarding it because everybody was like, oh, you could sing, you could do this, you could do that. But I was like, no, I'm not going to sing on stage. Absolutely not. And they pushed me enough to get to where I am today, thank God. And I do believe that this is my calling.
They need to push you to hold your microphone is what they need to do.
Listen, don't start that because you guys all the time have your mic over here. Right or wrong?
And do I not talk loud enough? Am I not
talking loud enough?
Am I not the one that edits it so that I make myself sound loud enough?
What?
Okay then.
But
And so another I am moment. It's kind of like what Kevin said his I am moment was, where he was just talking to God and like something, and then someone kind of confirmed it. I remember we had a guest speaker a few years ago, and I guess the spirit was spiriting, right? So it was moving, and I whispered something to myself on the balcony, and in the next second, the guest speaker said it. I was like, I hear you. And then I started panicking. I was like, what? Like, did I say this out loud? Like, and the guest speaker was like, I hear you. And in that moment, it wasn't the guest speaker, it was God. And like, I was too shy to like follow through with it, whatever, in that moment. But I was like, wow, God, like, you heard that? And even though like I should know, like, God knows and he hears it, it was like, whoa, like, I just whispered it to myself, as quiet as a mouse could be, and you used someone to confirm that. And I was like, wow, he is the great I am. So, to wrap it up, I want you guys to think about, who is Jesus to you? Jesus is our I am, and in our greatest deficiencies, brokenness, and darkness, he is our way, our truth, and our life. If you don't know all the names of God, you could search it, you could read the Bible. Ask a friend, ask us, drop it in the comments, we'll kind of like get back to you on it. But just knowing, like, in this Christmas season of like singing Christmas songs and building gingerbread houses and everything in between, just remember that let's look for all the ways that Jesus is the source of our peace, joy, and love. Because he is, I am.
Yeah.
So here's my door. I have candy canes on the side.
What was your creative process?
Honestly, for the door and the candy cane, I don't know. But
It looks really nice. It does.
thank you.
The door really like brings it all.
Thanks. And here's my Santa.
You have a Santa?
Oh, I thought that's what that was. It looked really good.
Oh,
Thank you.
very good.
And then another candy cane. And
You only have 2 lights hanging off your roof?
It got cold.
No, both
so she
sides.
couldn't do. What? Oh, okay.
And the top,
The top of her roof.
I have snowflakes.
Yeah, that's really good, Farah.
Thank you.
No, like, that's really good.
Can you tell she's an artist?
Right?
Pretty good. Alright, Kevin.
Oh.
Walk us through yours.
Tell me when to turn.
So
Okay.
this is my house. You start rotating. That's the really good roof,
That is a really good roof.
right? And then someone, let's pause there for a second.
With the
Someone decided, hey, I'm going to use all of the green to write something and then mess it up and then waste half of it, right? So now, when it comes to the other side of the roof,
He's getting cold.
you get that, right? Had some yellow thing that was so like watery, it just like dripped off, right? So you just have to throw candy on it, literally.
Okay, well, first of all, you didn't have to throw candy on it.
I did.
No,
I
you
did.
didn't.
It felt like the appropriate response
Well, that was
to
inappropriate,
someone
actually.
using all of the green. And
So you
then
let your anger get the better of you.
yes, I did.
And that was the correct response.
Yes.
Alright. I'm glad that's on camera, on film,
Okay.
on tape.
And then there's the.
Can you imagine?
And then there's some gum traps
Better
for there. Because the middle part, there's nothing there in the middle.
Down.
There's nothing in the middle there to like hold it.
You're too high.
It's gonna just start sinking.
Okay, very good. So, this is his house. His name is Jeff. We have a driveway going in. So this is his car that he drives, and he has a drive-through house. So he goes through. Where is it? And then look at him. He's gonna come out through this side. And yeah, what inspired me was, I don't know, I just wanted to eat some of the cookies and then some of the decorations. So that's where we got all of this. Yeah.
Is that a Benz?
It is. Actually, it's a Bronco. Thank you.
Sport or no?
Sport.
Okay. Slay.
All right, we're gonna start off. We gotta get the whole landscape. That was a little backwards, but whatever.
Yeah, I didn't realize which I was going, so I'm gonna start that back over. Where's the rest of it?
Who's that wonderful girl? Could she be any
I just realized I could have done this the whole time. All right.
All right, so this is our front door that you come in through. We have a little bit of landscaping over there, but the snow's kind of covering the rest of it.
Yeah.
I'll take you through the sides. Like I said, it's very, very snowy, so it's covering our roof, it's covering our window, it's covering it all. Just like Jesus' blood covered it all. Amen?
Hallelujah.
Thank you. In the back, we have the two little candy canes guarding our house, you know. And then at the side, we like to keep things very uniform, if you couldn't tell. So we have the two candy canes over there. We have window on each side, you know, and then we're coming back around. Asha, do you want to take them through the roof?
But you don't have two candy canes on.
Because it's landscaping on that side. Do you know what? Let me fix that. Matter of fact, thank you so much for your creative direction. All right, Asha, take them through the roof.
All right. So this is our lovely roof. As you can see, like, we have some decorations here. The lights. It's a green and red theme on this side. But then there's more. You come on this side, and you're like, whoa.
Whoa.
Like, are you kidding me? Like, look at these lights. Okay, different colors, and then we've got some candy canes.
So, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but you remember in the beginning, right, when Chrissy asked us to describe ourselves, and Asha said she's a silly, goofy girl? That's it. She's so silly, goofy, quirky.
The list goes on.
And then we've got, like, little
Snowflakes?
Yeah, we've got little snowflakes, you know, because it just felt perfectly on our house, you know. Yeah, and then like on this side. So, slay. This is our house.
You're only showing the top half. Thank you so very much.
Another one bites the dust.
Anyways,
snowflake.
we're done.
Thank you.
Avalanche!
And thank you for joining us, MTV Cribs.
Drive through.